I think they'd react negatively, as they did when Powell came out and basically said we're going to do 15 in May. And look, I mean, this puts to bed the issue of that the Fed tightening was in the market, as was part of, and not to pick on Jim's dialogue, tell me something that's not in the market when it was positive. Well, it wasn't in the market, and the proof is how the market reacted. Now, let's talk about earnings. Jim can be tired of the dialogue that earnings aren't going to be good and that it's 250 that we're seeing next year. But the fact is, earnings aren't going to be good as we go forward because the Fed hasn't even tightened 50 yet. And they will. And that will hit earnings. And analysts and economists or strategists are notorious for not baking in their earnings forecast what hasn't yet occurred, which is the tightening. So earnings always come in better. Even in the worst of times, earnings always come in better. But it's a question of what the percentage beats are in terms of how many companies beat. And then you've got to look at guidance. So I think we do take out the lows. I believe that we will. I still believe that we haven't overshot. So 16.5 times an illusory number that we're using now for 2023 is just not going to support the market. And things got decidedly worse over the weekend. You had iron ore drop 10% overnight. Why? Because China is slowing down. The world's largest or second largest economy is now almost in a freeze. So there's only so much the Fed can do. So as I said on Friday, they got to hit inflation as hard as they ever hit it. Bryn made excellent points. So I do think that the odds are that we do go into a recession. And I just don't think you have to rush in and buy stocks. I still think it's risk management time, and I would sell any rallies that happened. And I do think we're getting close. As a matter of fact, you can show some surprise. You alluded to it in your introduction that we have the 10-year selling off meaningfully today, and the market's sort of trying to move up. It touched green a little bit in NASDAQ for a brief moment. So we're near a tradable bottom, but man, you got to be so precise and so skilled to trade it. I'd rather be on the sidelines.
Okay, Anastasia, I need to hear from you, and then I need to hear from Joe, and then I need to go back to Jim because I'm looking at something that's not going to make him happy. But nonetheless, Anastasia, where do you come down? You've heard the comments. You've seen the markets. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this conversation of the tradable bottom, I think, is spot on. We have pulled back a lot in a short period of time. And the problem with tradable rallies right now, however, they might be measured in days or in the matter of weeks. It's not going to be months. And so what we have, the setup that we have for this week is we have the Fed that is in the blackout period before the FOMC meeting next week. So this might actually be a positive for the markets. At the same time, we do have an important week of earnings, a huge week of earnings, but that also means that some of the corporations are going to report earnings and be out of their blackout windows, so they might be able to step into the market and support these stocks. So that kind of argues, and by the way, the sentiment is terrible, so that kind of argues to me that maybe we are poised for a tradable bottom. But the problem is you take a step back, and I have a lot of question marks about a consumer-led slowdown and what this means for earnings. And by the way, not just the cyclical stocks that are pulling back, but actually what this means for earnings of the big tech companies as well. I mean, if you look at the commentary that was out on the weekend previewing earnings for a lot of the big tech names, they're not all that positive. They're talking about slowing down in advertising spending. They're talking about a challenging smartphone market backdrop and a number of other sectors that are decelerating, even in the big tech. So it might just not be all that immune. So I think that's a big question mark for this week. Depending on how these big tech earnings shake out, that'll determine whether this bottom holds here in the meantime or not.